All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and all my baggage droppers around the world. Welcome to another episode, an amazing episode. This is going to be an awesome episode of Drop Your Baggage with Charles Woolfork. This is where we help someone drop a negative emotion, anger, sadness, or fear right here in front of your eyes. And this is also a great opportunity this second to do your good deed of the day. Please if you're on YouTube, hit that like button. It activates the YouTube algorithm and it can show someone else that is a baggage dropper this video and be a blessing to them. And with that, my beautiful guest today is someone that I have looked up to for years. Ever since that fateful day that I walked into her class, I felt a crazy connection to her energy and her spirit and her soul. And she has influenced me to become a better teacher and most of all, a better person and a better man. It's an honor right now, quite honestly. I've been looking forward to this all this week to have my guest on the show today, my teacher from Union College, Dr. Christine Marley. Dr. Marley, go ahead, introduce yourself to whoever doesn't know you out there.
Yeah, Christine is great. So, I'm a college professor at Union, and I don't even know what else to tell you about myself. I have kids, I have a husband, I have dogs, all the good stuff.
Gotcha.
And I love
yeah.
There's the piece I needed to share. I do love you.
I love you too.
Yeah.
I love you too. Real talk. Like, it's deep. It's really deep. Your legacy lives through me with every single student that I have been able to bless from Ohio, Kentucky, and now Hawaii. So your legacy lives on strong.
And that's awesome. That's awesome. That's my whole goal in life.
Keep up the good work. Now,
what I'm trying to do.
Now, Dr. Marley I gave Dr. Marley the option of releasing anger, sadness, or fear, and you chose?
Fear.
Fear. In fact, a specific fear, quite honestly. Go ahead and tell the audience out there what type of fear that you have.
I'm afraid of stairs. Yeah, I know. 5 years ago, I fell down some concrete stairs and I landed straight on my face. It did all kinds of damage. No breaking. I didn't break anything, but it was pretty ugly. It was pretty ugly. So I don't know. You want me to tell more of the story? I can.
Go for it. It's a pretty. You had me like dying earlier, so you can go ahead.
Okay, so it was at night. I fell down these concrete stairs, about 10 of them, landed flat on my face. Should have broken my whole face. They take me to the emergency room. The doctor looks at me. He shoots me up with the most intense painkillers that exist because it looked that bad. And they were sure I had broken things and I had a concussion. They were sure I had all these things wrong. Mm-hmm. And they told me that I had broken that I had damaged my cervix. And because I was so high from the painkillers, I thought they were talking about a different part of my anatomy. And I was so high from I don't know what they gave me. My husband would have to tell you. And I spent the whole time just sitting there, how did I break that? I don't know how I broke that. I don't understand. But it turns out you have a cervix in your neck. So, yeah.
It must have been so confusing for you.
It was really kind of sad. I was like, I tried to talk and explain to my husband, and he's just looking at me like, you have lost your mind, little girl. So, yeah. About a week later when I figured out what actually had happened.
Oh, my goodness. Shout out to all the doctors with the good drugs out there.
Well, clearly I needed it, so it worked.
Yeah. And how long ago was that again?
I think about 5 years ago.
Yeah. And
4 or 5 years ago.
So what's your relationship with stairs now?
I'm very hesitant on them. Now, I have stairs. I live in a 2-story house. Mm-hmm. I work upstairs this is my closet. Mm-hmm. And I have to go downstairs every time I want anything to drink or eat or just to visit with family. Mm-hmm. Kind of stuff. So I am up and down the stairs a lot, but I have to work myself up to it. Like I start working towards the stairs and I slow down and then I stare at the stairs. And then when I go down them, I hold onto the banister and I take each step very carefully so that I don't fall, because I still don't know how I actually fell down the original stairs. I didn't trip. I just was all of a sudden in the air flying.
Wow. Were you like preoccupied or anything?
Yeah, we had just ended the circle ceremony. And so I was very emotional. It's a very emotional ceremony. And so I was really, hyped up from the ceremony. And there wasn't a handrail that was of any use. There was a handrail, but it wasn't of any use. It's too low, and it always was too low. So I was preoccupied, definitely.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is it the one? Oh, so it's the one that leads to your office.
The one, I'm now in a new office. I actually had to move offices because of my fear of stairs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So where's your office now?
I went up and down them for over a year, and then I went into the vice president's office, and I said, I love this office, but I can't do it anymore. Yeah.
It was such a sweet spot, because you were in the basement of, what's that building called again?
Centennial.
Yeah.
It was wonderful because it was very private. So my students, we could have these loud, raucous conversations about anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have that now. And I don't think that's good. I would like to still have that wonderful privacy that we had in that office and the classroom that was down there. Yeah. It was a great place to teach.
Oh, for sure. When you moved down there, I was like, oh, this is some nice digs. You had a nice big classroom. You had the whole board there. Yeah. When you showed movies, it was really dark because the windows aren't too big. It was great. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get rid of that fear. What will this fear mean to you once, it's gone?
Well, since I feel it every day, like 5 or 10 times a day, that would be big. That would be a really big real big weight off of my shoulders. I think a lot of anxiety would go away. Yeah. Because as I get to those stairs, I get anxious. Mm-hmm. And I get to the bottom, and after I take the step onto the floor again, I'm like, oh, okay, I made it. Right. Every day, every time.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that'll raise your quality of life quite a bit.
I think so. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Let's go ahead and do it.
Okay.
All right. Is it all right with your unconscious mind for you to release this fear today and for you to be aware of it consciously?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes, very much.
Oh yeah. Also, I know what I wanted to say, guys. So she's in her house right now. So she said she was about 25 feet away from your stairs right now.
Yes.
And when we're done with the process, I'll have her go down the stairs and see how she feels, just to see the results of the whole process in general. That's exciting. It
is exciting.
So, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. So thank you. What is the root cause of this problem? The first event, which when disconnected will cause this problem to disappear. If you were to know, when was the first time that you felt fear between the ages of birth and 7?
Watching The Wizard of Oz, I became very frightened, and I went and I hid in another bedroom underneath the bed. And my mother couldn't get me to come out at all. I was terrified. I still don't like the film. And I have so many friends who love that movie. And I'm like, I don't even want to see it. Don't like that movie.
That is crazy. So I definitely want to see how you feel about the film after this as well.
I'd be able to watch it, right?
I know, right? It's a classic. But you've seen it before.
Oh, yeah. I have watched it fully through. Yeah. I just sat there not liking it. Yeah. My maturity level allows me to, watch things and do things, but not, I don't enjoy it.
Yeah, but I understood.
And I did not tell my children to watch it. We did not watch it with them as children.
Oh,
It wasn't going to be enjoyable for me.
Or it's like, hey, you guys can watch it, but I think I'm going to go ahead and skedaddle.
Yeah.
So there's 3 things that you need to do in order for this process to go smoothly and to be successful. Number 1, you need to use your imagination.
Okay.
Number 2, you need to follow directions.
I'm good at that.
Good. Better than most. And number 3, you need to trust the process. Know that I'm your guide. I'm going to be leading you through this easily and effortlessly.
I do trust you.
Thank you. We're going to go ahead and use that imagination right now. And we're going to create an imaginary timeline. See, this process is called mental and emotional release.
Okay.
It's a neurolinguistic programming technique that is also based on another neurolinguistic programming technique called timeline therapy. So for your timeline, let's create it. And if your past could be to your left, to your right, or behind you, where's your past?
Left.
Where's your future?
Over here, up and right.
Gotcha. All right, perfect. Perfect.
Okay.
You never thought about your timeline, huh? Nobody does.
I assume I'm backwards because I'm left-handed, but I don't know.
Oh, you're left-handed too?
Uh-huh.
Are you like ambidextrous as well? Like
No, not at all.
No, just left.
Right arm's worthless. You can just cut it off.
That's hilarious. I throw with my right. I cut with my right. I use my knife correctly with my right, of course. Yeah, it's kind of like I'm ambidextrous in that way. But yeah,
I think a lot of people are.
Yeah. Go ahead.
My mother adapted, though. My mother didn't make me do anything with my right hand.
So you didn't have to like get used to it.
Yeah.
My mom didn't either. No, I didn't know. No one made me throw a ball with my right hand. I just gravitated towards it.
You just did.
Yeah. So that's why I asked if you were ambidextrous. I thought like usually a lot of left-handers are, but you're a rare breed. I love it.
Yes, I'm very left.
Yes, in so many ways.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. All right.
Yep, all left. Just all left.
Yep. Okay, so now we can go ahead and close your eyes.
Okay.
And let me know when you're ready for the process as you relax and just enjoy this laughter and this comfort and this feeling that is about to be released. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. Now, just imagine floating outside of your body as if though you were a spirit or energy, and just look at yourself right here, right now, from a third-person point of view. Look at the board to your right with the books above it, your clothes, your screen, your purple shirt over your white shirt. And let me know when you see yourself from a third-person point of view.
Okay, I got it.
All right. Now, just imagine floating deeper and deeper into the past, above that first event in which you felt fear when you were just a little girl. And look at yourself from a third-person point of view. Let me know when you're there.
Yeah, I can see myself.
All right. Now, as you hover over that event, stay right there and ask your unconscious mind what it needs to learn from the event. The learning of which will allow you to let go of the emotions easily and effortlessly. Your unconscious mind can preserve the learnings so that if you need them in the future, they'll be there. Just tell your unconscious mind to preserve the learnings. Focus your attention upon how hurt people hurt people. We're all doing the best that we can with the resources and consciousness that we have. We can't control anyone else's actions, but we can control our response. We can grow stronger and wiser. And we're better people than we were when those events occurred. This is an exercise of forgiveness and compassion, forgiveness for yourself and others, and compassion for yourself and others. Also, focus your attention upon how you're a survivor. What is something positive and empowering you can tell yourself and everyone else involved in the event with the consciousness that you have today that will allow the emotions to evaporate like water on the concrete on a hot summer day? And as you preserve these learnings, the emotions are starting to dissipate more and more until they're all gone. Let me know when they're all gone.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Now, just imagine floating deeper and deeper into the past above the dinosaurs. Let me know when you're above the dinosaurs.
Weirdly, that was easy.
Now, as you're above the dinosaurs, float deeper and deeper into space, where space and the atmosphere connects. And imagine your timeline is the size of a fingernail. Let me know when you're there.
Okay.
And as you float there, weightless, ask yourself, now, where are the emotions? Tell me, are they there or have they disappeared? Now.
Yeah, no emotions.
Awesome. Now, just imagine floating down inside the event, seeing through your own eyes as a little girl, and check on the emotions. Tell me, are they there or have they disappeared? Now.
She's okay.
All right. Now, just imagine floating deeper and deeper into the past, once again above the dinosaurs, and then float into space where space and the atmosphere connects. Let me know when you're there.
There it is.
All right. Now listen closely. Float high above each and every event in which you felt fear from birth until now in chronological order. Don't skip one event and take your time. Preserve the learnings and let go of all that fear all the way back to now. Go. Focus your attention upon how you're a survivor. Hurt people hurt people. We're all doing the best that we can with the resources and consciousness that we have. We can't control anyone else's actions, but we can control our response. We can grow stronger and wiser. And we're better people than we were when those events occurred. Be sure to see yourself from a third-person point of view. This is an exercise of forgiveness and compassion. Forgiveness for yourself and others, and compassion for yourself and others.
Okay, I think I got it.
Awesome. Float down into your body and open your eyes when you're ready. Welcome back.
Wow. It did get easier though.
Yes.
Yeah, because I had fear every time I moved. And remember, I've moved 30 sometimes.
Mm.
But after the first couple, that it was like, oh, yeah. And so I was able to start not skipping, but like popping as opposed to staying.
So what made it easier? Why'd you start popping? What was it that made it easier?
It was like, oh, I'm not going to disappear. It's okay. And that's what I just figured out. The Wizard of Oz bothers me because she disappears. And people disappear in my life and always have. And that's been the most fearful thing for me, is that people disappear and they don't come back.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
That's deep. That's deep.
And that's hard for a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't understand that they didn't disappear. They just disappeared from me. And if we'd had the internet back then, I would have known they hadn't disappeared.
Right.
Yeah. And now I know why the Wizard of Oz scared me.
Because the Wicked Witch disappeared?
No, because Dorothy disappeared from Kansas.
Oh, I see. Yes. Okay.
I was in Fort Leavenworth, Kansas. It all is clicking now. It is all clicking.
Wow. Wow.
Which is why I hid under the bed.
You thought you were just going to go to some foreign place, or
I was
you're just
gonna
going to disappear. Yeah, you're going to disappear away from everything
Because
that you
people
had.
disappear. When you're in the military and you're a military brat, they
Yeah.
literally they're there one day and then they're gone.
Right. Wow.
And that's your whole childhood.
Wow.
And as an adult, I never got that. Because you don't think that once you're an adult. You're like, I know they went somewhere.
Exactly. You rationalize it by now. You know what's going on in the world. But that little girl's world is totally different.
Oh, yeah. She thought she was going to disappear. Literally. Like, poof. How funny. Not ha funny, but,
Right,
funny.
right. Like fascinating. Like, yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. How's that fear of stairs? Why don't you go take a look?
I think I'm okay. Let me go check it.
Yeah, go for it.
I just went down the stairs like a normal human. Like I didn't even hold the handrail. I'm like there like that in case, but I was like, I don't need that, do I? Oh my God. That's fun. Thank you.
You're so welcome. How does that feel?
Uplifting, awesome. I don't even know the right words. That was just weird. I have not normally walked up and down a set of stairs in 5 years.
5 years.
I just went boop, 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 boop. No big deal. I can do the stairs. That was fun. I'm gonna do the stairs later again today.
Hey guys, look at this. Look what I can do. That is awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So like, all right, so
yeah, I'm blown away. Okay. I'm like, oh my God, I just went up down the stairs.
All right, so what did you learn? What did you learn from the incident that helped you release it, process and release it?
It's back to the I'm not going to disappear, which I don't know why that makes sense with the stairs.
Interesting. You're not going to disappear. Like you're not going to disappear from your son's life or your family or...
Yeah, maybe.
That's fascinating.
I did think I was going to die when I was falling down those stairs.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought my nose bone was going to go into my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Like that actually happens in most people's lives, right?
Right. Only in crazy action movies.
Yeah, exactly. And only when there's a really good kung fu fighter in it. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
The disappearing.
Yeah, I think it's disappearing from my family.
Yeah.
Because that was the thing as a kid. It was family disappears and dad disappears. He was fighting in Vietnam. Please don't think my dad was a deadbeat. He wasn't. He was a good man, But he just would disappear for years, right? In fact, when we were in Leavenworth, he was in Vietnam. I hadn't seen him. And I think that's my biggest fear for my children. Or was.
Yeah.
Not feeling it.
Yeah.
But that I would not be there for their whole growing up,
Right.
And they're not young babies anymore. I mean, the youngest is 15. So, but at the same time, yeah, I think that's what it was. It's that, the I'm still going to be here.
Mm-hmm. That's what the main lesson was, is that you're going to be here. You're not going anywhere. It's not your time.
And even if it is my time, my brain's already processed this as I still won't leave their minds.
Yes. Wow.
I've already given them all the things they needed.
Yeah. And that's an interesting part too, because do you think that thought or that fear is one of the things that kept you alive through your bout with cancer? That fear of...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I'm not afraid of dying. The actual, what's going to happen or any of that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really want to have any pain when I die, but that's probably going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But that was my biggest fear when they told me I had cancer. My very first thought was my kids.
Mm-hmm.
My second thought was, thank God it's me and not one of my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I at no point in time thought poor me. It was all about my kids. Strong.
That's strong. Well, that's a motherly instinct at its best. But also it's a bit of that baggage too. It's like, no, yeah. I can't do that to my kids. I can't disappear like my father did, or like Dorothy did.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is deep, yo. That is super deep.
That is really deep. Yeah. Yeah. But I don't worry much about myself. I never have.
Yeah. Like
I'm not the focus of my life. I know.
And what other areas can this help you? Can this mindset shift? And what other areas can that help you in your life?
In my work, in my marriage, my relationship. I mean, where wouldn't it help to not be worried about I'm not disappearing? I mean, it'll even make schoolwork easier because I always set my semesters up 100%. Mm-hmm. 100%. They're done before the first day starts.
Wow.
Why do I do that? I mean, everything, every lesson, every question on every test, everything. It's all 100% done because my students need me. And if I go, well, then somebody has to have all this stuff so my students aren't hurt.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I do that my whole life. When I'm looking at it, I'm like, I set up everything specifically so that if something happens to me, everyone else is okay.
Like preparing, knowing that everything's going to be okay, but literally preparing for the worst.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
I do that in everything I do.
Wow, that's a lot of stress that you can save. I mean, it's a habit. It's a habit now too, though. So I wonder how that's going.
I'm not saying it's totally bad.
Oh no, not at all.
The stress of it is.
Yeah.
So that if I continue the behavior, but I don't have the stress behind it, doing the behavior will actually be easier.
100%. Wow.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
That is really cool. I didn't realize I was worried about disappearing, though. That's kind of that poor little baby. I need to hug her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You familiar with inner child work?
I've heard of it.
Yeah. This is kind of like
I don't know a lot about it.
Well, the fact that you said, that baby or, what we do is in the process, what I do personally in the process is I talk to that little Charles.
That's what I was doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Consoling that little part of you within you so it can know that it's okay and then move forward.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was telling little Chrissy she's okay. People didn't disappear. They're still there.
Yeah. Wow, I am so happy for you. So happy
Me too. Thank you,
Well,
Charles.
of course, of course. Like this was perfect, especially the fact that you could go down the stairs like that.
I know I'm gonna go after we get off here. I'm gonna go do the stairs a couple of times.
Hey, honey, come look.
Everybody, watch.
Look at this.
My husband will be like, "Oh God, what have I gotten into her?"
Yes. Like this is a big testament to how soulful you are too. You know, like you didn't take it at a surface level. You took it to something truly deep, and then you applied it to to your whole timeline.
Yeah, I do think deep. I don't do surface very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons why I loved you. Well, I still love you. And so for you to have such great results is no surprise. You bought in, and now you get what you deserve. That's so cool.
And you get the bonus points when you do that.
Awesome. Do you meditate?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
I think a lot. I do lots and lots of thinking, which probably to some people looks like meditating.
Right.
I'm one of those people that has a constant running conversation. Constant. And so I do sometimes just go, okay, let's go to a nicer place, but I wouldn't call it meditation.
Yeah.
It's more fantasy than anything,
Yes, I'm right there with you. It's like a dialogue of, well, it's philosophy for me, like philosophy about the world and all this. It's similar with you.
Yeah. It's all over the place. Everything from, what would Plato or somebody think about this thing and how would they apply it? All the way to, wouldn't it be cool if $1 million in cash showed up on my front doorstep? What would I do with it? The full gamut.
Oh my gosh, you are just like, we are like right here at Kindred Spirits. I'm telling you what, they're like the same conversations. And so, of course, I got Socrates and you got Aristotle. So,
yeah.
So for people that have, well, how would you describe this process? You know what I mean? To people who have never done it.
Tapping back to, I don't like that language. Looking at how little things in your past can actually be pretty significant, and pulling those out and dealing with them, or seeing them as an adult, which gives you a whole different perspective.
Yeah. It's like rational.
Yeah. It takes the small child and adds the adult logic. I think, children don't have that. I'm not knocking them. I love them. But, they're irrational. Mommy won't give me candy, so she hates me, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And the world can seem like a scary place or just a confusing place with that, and you rationalize things like, hey, like people disappear, you know?
Well, we will rationalize everything. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never met my father before, so obviously I'm not lovable, and obviously he can't, like, I can't be lovable. Why would you leave somebody that's like lovable? You can't do that. Right. So every Christmas that I didn't get a present and all that, my rational mind was just like, oh, of course I'm not loved. So I had to overcompensate and be either the comedian or the people pleaser. So I know you're coming from.
And you are so lovable.
Thank you.
You're like intensely lovable. The moment you walked in my classroom, I knew I was going to love you. You just walked in and said, oh, yep, that's a lovable one. Easy to love.
Thank you. Yeah, there's the rational mind, after doing this process, the rational mind lets me know that, like, of course I'm lovable. On a spiritual level, you know, I'm here. So, you know, energetically, my being is love. And my father, wherever he is, he was only doing the best that he could with what he had. Whatever consciousness he had, you don't know what type of baggage he had. You know what I mean? So it's like, I totally.
You could have had an even worse father.
Mother. My mom
Mother,
says
okay.
that my mom said
Yeah.
that his mother was a racist, and with her being black and me being black, and it
Right.
being the 1980s, not even, it doesn't matter if it was the 1980s. With somebody
No,
just
it could have been any year. Could be happening today.
exactly, 100%.
Depends on where you live.
So definitely gained a lot of compassion for that. But yeah, taking the rationale from a kid and then looking at it from an adult and being out of the scenario, out of it from a third person point of view.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's trippy. It's very trippy to have that perspective just shift like that.
Yeah.
So easy.
Because when I would picture that Wizard of Oz thing before, I would always just be the little kid. Couldn't tap into anything from there.
Exactly.
He's a rational kid underneath the bed. What the heck, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
You just got a different, you like you said, your maturity as you deal with it now. So you went ahead and watched the movie. You didn't enjoy it, but you went ahead and fared through the movie. But yeah, because you didn't have the same coping mechanism. You didn't want to go up under the bed again. Could you imagine?
Not sure I'd fit under the bed anymore, but okay.
So that's a question. Would you consider watching The Wizard of Oz again just to try it out?
Sure. I'm afraid I now have sort of this bias against it, but maybe that's just gone. Maybe it is completely gone. We'll see. I'll watch it.
I want to do a follow-up. I'm going to do a follow-up with all my guests and see how they are. And I would love to see if you watched it. That would be awesome.
Okay.
Dr. Marley, thank you so much for doing this process with me.
Thank you.
Of course. Such a blessing. And if you guys want to do the process as well, please contact me at charleswoolfork.com. There's a questionnaire on there where you can pick your own time to do everything. And Dr. Marley is also going to clear up sadness and anger off the air. So make sure you do all of the emotions with me. You don't want to just take care of one and then not do the others. You don't want to mess with your brain like that. Dr. Marley, is there anything you want to tell the people out there?
Oh, just thank you. Thank you. This is awesome. You should try it. Definitely. That's what I would say to people.
Thank you. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. You guys take care of yourself out there and take care of one another. Peace.